Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well. And today I'm here with another lecture of economics. Firstly, let's recall the general overview of economics. Economics is the social science that is concerned with production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. And you all know that goods and services are all those things which we can utilize to fulfill our basic need. So it's the remaining part of the previous lecture. That's the part 2 of the topic budget line. In this lecture we will discuss about the properties of budget line with graphical representation. Okay, so here's the overview of budget line. What is budget line? A budget line is the straight line that slopes downwards and consists of all the possible combinations of the two goods which a consumer can buy at a given market price by allocating all his/her income. It is an entirely different concept from that of an indifference curve, though they both are essential for consumer equilibrium. So here are the two essential components of budget line. Number one, the purchasing power of consumer, for example his or her income, and number two, the market price of both commodities. Here is the graph of budget line, price line or budget line. Okay, so if you didn't know about the basic concepts of budget line, then I'll recommend you all please listen my previous lecture first and then come back to this lecture. And here are the some properties of budget line. We will discuss in today's lecture we'll discuss every property in detail with graphical representation. Alright, so here are the properties. Number 1, negatively sloped. Number 2, straight line. Number 3, real income line. Number 4, tangent to the indifference curve. Here is the first property, which is the negatively sloped. It slopes downward, showing an inverse relationship between the buying of two goods. One good is on x-axis and the other one is on y-axis, and the downward slope line is the budget line, because budget line is always negatively sloped line. Okay, number 2 is straight line. It is a straight line which denotes the constant market rate of exchange at each combination. Previous lecture we detailed and discussed about the market rate of exchange because budget line depends on the market rate of exchange. Okay, third one is the real income line. It functions on the principle of income and the spending capacity of a consumer, and we will see the rotation of the budget line. Okay, number 4 is the tangent to the indifference curve. The indifference curve touches the budget line at the point, and this point is known as the consumer equilibrium. E point shows the consumer equilibrium, and budget line is the downward sloping line. Good X and good Y is on the x-axis and y-axis. Alright, so how to build a budget line? Let's see a short video, and then you will be able to understand about the concept of budget.
Having a budget is the difference between being financially responsible and flirting with financial peril. Deborah has made the wise decision to create a budget to organize her finances and prepare for any financial emergencies. Her first step is to determine her net income. The net income is how much money Deborah has left over at the end of the month. This amount is found by using the following equation. Total revenue minus total expenses equals net income. Deborah's revenue is all of the money that she makes in a month. This includes income sources like wages, bonuses, and investment income. Usually, these sources are consistent on a monthly basis. Deborah's expenses include all of her monthly bills, which are broken down into two categories: fixed expenses and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are the payments for bills that are the same every month, such as mortgage, insurance, car loans, cell phone, and cable bills. Deborah's variable expenses are the bills with different totals each month, such as energy entertainment, groceries, gas, and utilities. Deborah can now deduct her fixed and variable expenses from her revenue. If her revenue is higher than her expenses, she has net income. Deborah can use her net income to build an emergency savings account or invest in her retirement. If her expenses are greater than her revenue, Deborah has a net loss. Deborah must reduce her variable expenses to balance her budget, or she will need to find a way to reduce her fixed costs, such as downsizing her home. By tracking your total revenue and expenses, you can build a budget that quickly determines if you have money to invest or save, or if you're living beyond your means.
Here is the questionnaire about the budget line. After all these questions, you will easily understand all the concepts about the budget line. Okay, so number one question is, why is budget line a straight line? The slope of this line equals to the ratio of these commodities prices. The slope of the budget line is also constant since the prices of two goods are constant, and as a result the budget line is a simple straight line. Other one is the, why is the budget line downward sloping? Budget line is downward sloping line because the consumer must consume less of something else to consume more of one good, and most of the good X can be purchased when good Y is purchased in small quantities. And what is the slope of budget line equal to? The slope of budget line is equal to the price ratio of two goods. The price ratio expresses the relationship between the prices of two items X and Y, and that are inversely related to one another. It's constant throughout a budget line, and you all know that price ratio is Px over Py. Okay, so what happens to a budget line if income increases? When a consumer income increases or rises, he or she may purchase more of both commodities, showing a budget line shift to the right or outward. When income falls, however, the consumer consumption capacity falls and the budget line shift inwards. Alright, so what is the difference between the budget line set and the budget line? Okay, so budget line is a line that shows the different combinations of two goods that a consumer can attain given his income and market of two goods, and budget set is a set of goods that the consumer can purchase. Okay, here is the tiny mini difference between these two concepts. And difference between the indifference curve and budget line. An indifference curve is a curve that shows the different combinations of two goods that yield the same level of satisfaction, whereas the budget line is the combination of two goods that is possible for consumption at a fixed level of income. Okay, other one is, what do you mean by the budget constraints? The budget constraint refers to all potential combinations of commodities that one can purchase in terms of the price of the products when all revenue is spent. Okay, so here's the questionnaire is ended, and let's preview the lecture. In today's lecture we will learn about all the properties of budget line with graphical representation, and we will learn how to build a budget, and we learned about different questionnaire about the budget line. And thank you for being here, thank you for listening the lecture. And if you learned about this lecture, and please share this video, share all my lectures with your friends and family groups, and share as much as you can. Thank you. Take care of yourself, take care of everyone around you. Like the video, share it, and subscribe the channel if you want to know about the other topics and videos about economics. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.